I said that the president of the country, the judgment by the Constitutional Court did not say that he's guilty of anything. It spoke on the process of parliament. Now, it is the media that has put him on trial. It is political parties that have put him on, opposition political parties put him on trial. The president, through the Constitution, he resolved to put the review, he resolved to put the report on judicial review. Now, that is not a person that is on trial. It's a person that is practicing his constitutional right to do that. And that must be protected for. As much as we want him to be held accountable by the same constitution and the laws of the country, we must also expect him to practice and be protected by the same constitution. Now, I think on that one is clear. On the issue of Comrade Senzo, there were serious allegations by a general. You must understand that thing, by a general that said that he stopped a task team that was dealing with cases that were focused on political killings, or in December. And the country made a call, everyone else, including stakeholders, that because the general says that the reason they're not doing their work is because of the minister, the president must put him on special leave so that he does not tamper with the investigation on that matter. And that's what happened on the issue of Comrade Senzo. That's why we have a Maganga commission today and the acting minister of police. Now, it's not the same issue. You're comparing bananas and apples. The image of the ANC is damaged. The image of the ANC is damaged because for years, before we even put our step-aside rule and start our renewal program of the ANC, we have been harboring a lot of wrong behavior. The image of the ANC, I think President Ramaphosa took over the ANC at a very difficult time. By the time he became president, he did not even enjoy anything. He did not even enjoy being president. He arrived as president, there was COVID-19. When COVID-19 is new problems, he had to go and rebuild state-owned entities that were collapsing. And the media is not writing about it that ESCOM was collapsing, is now going up. SAA is going up. All the state institutions, the reason why beneficiaries of state capture are fighting Ramaphosa every day, it is because he's cleaning out corruption in state-owned entities. Now, the poor president did not even have enough time to prove how far he can go. But with the little time that he got, was able to do those achievements. We are respected internationally because of a stance that we take on important platforms against injustice and imperialism. It's Ramaphosa. Now, it is only here in South Africa we won't embrace what we have. But everywhere else, they know the kind of a leader that we produced here. Our defense for Ramaphosa is, we are not going to defend any individuals if they are found guilty or wrong. If Ramaphosa is charged of Phala Phala and arrested, we are going to be the first people as the youth league to call for him to step down. But we are not going to call for a president to step down who is not charged of any wrongdoing. We are not a hands-off Ramaphosa youth league. We are a youth league of the African National Congress, the first line of defense of the African National Congress. Anyone found guilty of wrongdoing, we are the first ones to call them out. And just to add on, Ramaphosa is not even accused of stealing state resources. He's not even accused of stealing state resources. That's why I always say that you can't compare the matter of President Ramaphosa like other matters of the past that have got the ANC image being damaged. Now, on that one, I think we're very clear as the Youth League. We defend the African National Congress. Ramaphosa is the current president of the ANC, and we believe that he is trialed by the media, he is trialed by opportunists, he is trialed by beneficiaries of state capture and corruption who don't want him to act on them. And now that Maganga is arresting every day, I'm sure he's going to be fought every day because they'll think that Ramaphosa is a policeman who must release them if they want to be arrested. People are arrested every day because Ramaphosa is allowed state institutions to do their job without interference. Thank you.
So the question on Parliament review and Parliament.
Look, we have a strong view as the Youth League that the process of Parliament must stop until the review is finalized. Because what is on review is a report that must be discussed in that process. Now, as the Youth League was saying that Parliament must not rush, they must wait for the President to exhaust all those processes. If the courts are saying that he must still go, the report is correct, then the President must enter that process. But for now, they must wait for the process of the review to be finalized with the President. We can't have two processes that are speaking to the same process, because which report are you going to use there if the report is on review? Now, I say that process must stop, then we allow the President to conclude the process that they started. Then when it's done, then that process, when it's done, it will be determined, because you will find that there's not even a report. What if the courts and everyone else says that the President is right? Then there will be nothing to discuss there in Parliament. People might have to wait for 2029 elections to get majority. Some of the political parties are going down. They might not even have one seat by the time we get to 2029. Now, the President of the country has put the report on review. His democratic right must be respected.
The Minister, which ones do you think we should identify?
No, I'm not a President of the country. I don't fire ministers. We're still doing the assessment. When we're done, we'll be able to announce that certain ministers must go, others must remain. Now, for now, we've started the process of engaging all of those processes. I don't know what Stella David has done to you guys, but I can see that you want to hear Stella call. But I don't know what he has done. I'll brief him that he must have a session with the media to explain. But the last time we held Comrade Stella accountable, he told us his biggest problem is that he's given a big department with no budget. His department must be able to resolve big issues of small business, because small businesses is the center of any economy of the world. Now, you can't give small business a small budget and expect it to perform miracles of a big. Now, the Minister of Finance must give small businesses more money. I can tell you now, if you put any minister in small businesses and don't give them a budget, they will all not perform in that ministry. Thanks.
Critics remain unconvinced. They argue that accountability has been too slow, corruption too widespread, and economic pain too severe for ordinary citizens to accept more patience. And perhaps the most uncomfortable reality is this: both sides may contain elements of truth, because South Africa's crisis did not begin with Ramaphosa. But many citizens also believe the solutions under his leadership have not arrived fast enough. Now attention turns toward the future. Will investigations linked to corruption scandals produce stronger accountability? Can South Africa stabilize electricity supply and rebuild economic growth? Will younger voters continue supporting the ANC? Can Ramaphosa protect his political legacy? Or will history remember his presidency as a moment of missed opportunity during one of the country's most critical periods? Those questions remain unanswered tonight. But one thing is certain. The debate sparked by Collen Malatji's defense of President Ramaphosa exposed something much bigger than internal ANC loyalty. It exposed a nation deeply divided over leadership, accountability, and the future direction of South Africa itself. Because while politicians argue over whether Ramaphosa had enough time, millions of ordinary citizens are still waiting for safer streets, stable electricity, honest government, working institutions, and economic opportunity. And for many people, that wait is becoming harder to justify. So now the question shifts to you. Was President Cyril Ramaphosa treated unfairly by circumstances beyond his control? Or did South Africa expect reform and receive excuses instead? Comment below and share your opinion.